All right, welcome everybody back to Campaigns and Concoctions. Oh, wow, words. Campaigns and Concoctions, where we are a bunch of just drunken drunkards who like to drink and play TTRPGs. I went simple today, guys. I know.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. As always, if you want to join us, you can click below in the thing. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube now, which is totally awesome. And you can find us on our links below in the link tree where you can join us on Discord. Thank you as always. This thing has become more than what we ever thought it was. So thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. Y'all are awesome. This week, we do have something. John, if you wouldn't mind sharing what you got for us.
So Heller High Tiki in Denver had a minor fire. They should be up and running again in probably about a week, but go to the Electric Cure, go to Honor Farm. Those are their sister bars. Go support them there to help pay for fixing the damages from the fire. Also, Electric Cure is doing a really cool Valentine's Day pop-up. And Hey Kiddo will be doing a Valentine's Day kind of pop-up sort of esque menu the entire week of Valentine's. We've got some shareable cocktails, and we've got cocktails for the lonely hearted as well. So come hang out with us.
As I point at myself, thank you. Yes, the lonely hearted. Anyone else got anything? Any alibis before we move on? All right, we'll take that deafening silence as a no. So, friends, what are we drinking?
A lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of things going on.
Let's be quick, guys.
Yes.
Let's just do two, and we can save more for later.
If you guys move quickly, I'll let you do all of them.
Okay.
So I have what I call the double tap, because two of them and you're done.
Valid.
1 ounce plantation OFTD, half an ounce of Kraken, half an ounce of Appleton, half an ounce of Cantegra Negra, half an ounce of St. George, 1.5 ounces of Simply Apple Juice, and 2 dashes of Peychaud's Bitters.
Excellent.
Smooth.
Oh, put it in
Yummy.
front of the camera.
Oh, put it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's-
Higher.
Yeah.
There we go. Yay, it's a pretty little brown drink.
I did an equity parts build mezcal cocktail. It is 2 parts. What kind of mezcal do we have, Curtis?
Del Maguay.
Del Maguey.
Del Maguey.
Yeah.
2 parts Del Maguey mezcal, 1 part Suze, 1 part some chili
Ancho
Reyes liqueur, 2 dashes of Peychaud's, 1 dash of orange bitters.
Fuck yeah.
And it should probably have an orange garnish, but we
It
don't
should.
have orange.
It's delicious, though. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
as
that
good.
is good.
I did like a cognac Manhattan. I did 2 ounces Remy Martin, half an ounce of Chicharo, half an ounce of... The fuck did I use? I don't remember what the other thing... Oh, Allspice
St.
Dram.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, St. Elizabeth Allspice Dram. And then I did like 4 drops Tiki Bitters, 4 drops Old Forester Cinnamon Bitters, and 4 drops of Mole Bitters. Stirred, strained, garnished with a cute little cherry on a pick.
And I made a Barbosa Sour,
Delightful.
and it is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's got 2 ounces of the rhubarb gin, which is called... I don't remember. I'll get the name in a moment. Rhubarb gin,
Fuck
an ounce of rhubarbero, which is an Amaro with rhubarb, and then it's got a half an ounce of elderflower syrup, and it's got a full ounce of lemon juice. It's got a dash of Peychaud's and a little bit of salt. Then you put an egg white in there, dry shake, ice shake, double strain, just top it with a cocktail cherry, and enjoy.
All right. My last. All right.
Before you go, what is that, John? What is it? What is that you got in your hand?
Whitley Neal handcrafted gin, rhubarb and ginger gin.
There it is. All right, Jared, now you're up.
All right. This is the Royal Lady. Kind of a cross between a white lady and oh my god. Anyway, the purple drink.
Purple drink.
Anyway, 2 ounces butterfly pea flower gin, half ounce lemon juice, half ounce dry curacao, 1/4 ounce creme de violet, 1/4 ounce grenadine, 1 egg white, dry shake, wet shake, expressed lemon peel on top, and I garnish it with borage flowers. The one here is very different than the one that I already posted on our Instagram. Check it out. The one on Instagram is probably the prettiest drink I've ever made.
It is super pretty.
Yeah.
And-
Check out this garnish work, by the way. Can I get that on
Yeah,
camera?
glorious.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
beautiful.
I don't know how he did that.
I am super simple tonight. I am drinking Carina from Eclectic Brewing, their peach sour.
Oh, nice. I like
It is
That's
amazing.
a great brewery out of Oregon.
I don't like their IPAs, but that's a like thing, not a statement on their quality. They are very good.
Their
So.
seasonal guava ale is by far one of my favorite beers.
That's a good beer.
All right. Again, alibis. We got anything that we want to put out here before we move on to recap?
I don't think so.
All right. Also, thank you for it was Nate who was with us last week or last time, I believe.
Yeah.
Nathan, thanks so much for hanging out with us, dude. You were a great guest. You were a perfect guest that we needed. So I wanted to give you a shout out, bro. You were awesome. Couldn't have asked for a better guest. So thanks for hanging out, and I'm super glad that you're a part of it. So thanks for hanging out.
Next time, I'll make sure to do a better job of coordinating, and I'll see if we can run a one shot while he's here and get him into play.
That would be awesome. I'd be down for it. Yeah, but yeah, just make sure you give us a heads up if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yes, characters.
that would be interesting. Yeah. Again, let me know. I'm always down for guest characters. But yeah, so the last time that we met, we had a fight that was fairly well manhandled by the party. There was not a lot of success from this end of the table. But yeah, they fought some of the specimens that had been left that had opened out of the lab as parts of power were ripped out as it essentially hit the green button. After the fight, they went across the hall after dealing with some of the things in the lab, and they found what appears to be a room full of different organs stuffed in arcane formaldehyde, which is something that we definitely talked about, which is a wild conversation that we have. FBI, please don't arrest me.
Right. Not for this, at least.
Yeah, please. I mean, if you're going to arrest me, it's going to be a freaking, yeah. But that's a whole thing.
No need to record that stuff.
Yeah, right.
So, and then as we ended, as you were going into a room headed to the north, the doors had opened up differently this time. Instead of going left to right, they opened from bottom to top, and there was a kind of mist that had been opening. This room that you were in was very cold. There was a thing of like vapor and cold air being pushed out around. As you walk into this room, what it is that at first glance it seems that it's a misty room, but what you're realizing is the cold air is being pushed into this room, and that it's actually, as you step across the threshold, it's returned to a normal temperature. And I believe it was Sark who was leading the way.
Yes.
What's your passive? I'm not even going to ask you to roll if it's high enough.
Passive perception?
Yeah,
19.
yeah, that's what I thought. All right. As you walk in, you notice that along the walls there are tables and high stools. It looks like the tables would sit about maybe. It essentially looks like a laboratory where you're going into a college science laboratory. In the center of the room is another setup of work, and as you look around, you see items that are kind of like silvery spider arms that are holding tubes of glass that are, some of them are filled with still liquid materials, some have hardened, possibly molded or fungus or something to that effect. There's also a couple that are not working or broken, and there are spills and broken glass. And this is what you saw when you stepped in. As you stepped in, you heard the creak of your foot across glass. What are you guys doing?
4 steps in, look around, and just go, we're never getting L out of here, and just hang my head.
Hearing that, Elle's gonna speed up and go into the room now.
That checks out.
And then start trying to figure out how to make the arms work.
Patrice sees L on a mission. He walks up and says, Haven be with you, and casts guidance on him. You get an extra D4 on your next check. For a minute? For a minute. Okay.
All right. So for that, you're going to make an investigation check, L.
I don't think he needed the D4, but okay.
No, probably not.
I'll take it anyway.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to have.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
15 plus.
A lot.
9, I think.
It should be 9. It's the same as mine. That is
Yeah.
perception.
So it's only a 24.
Okay. So you are looking at the base of one of these items. And as you were looking, you notice that there's still, it seems to be power associated with this. There's some glowing diodes and everything. And there's some push buttons. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to sneeze, guys. So like it's like I'm in that worst spot where it's like I'm not sure what's going to happen. You're seeing it's a circular base, and you see a couple of diodes. They're all flashing amber, and there's a couple of buttons that are there. There is one next to an unfamiliar symbol. It has a straight line and a circle at the bottom. And then next to it, there are two more buttons, one with a plus and a minus.
Would I have a frame of reference for an amber light having any particular meaning as opposed to like green or red?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me, please.
With advantage?
Yes, this one, no. That's only for arcane or magic items, right? Or is that for technology as well?
Let me double check. I think it's just for magic now that you mention it.
But is the technology magic?
All technology appears magic if it's advanced enough.
Related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological devices.
Hey!
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Big win, big win. Do you also get your D4 on that?
No, it's just the one.
Oh.
Oh, guidance doesn't just last. It only for.
Guidance is a one-time,
Huh.
not bless.
Ah.
Bless is the one that gives you D4.
Oh, it's a can.
Thank you.
I could keep casting it, but I
That's
don't wanna,
munchkin.
that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me.
That's pretty munchkin.
The only reason I did it was because there was like, you said something about Elle's never going to leave here, and I was like, well,
Right.
there was a narrative response. So
Let's speed this up.
That's a
Right,
29.
yeah.
What was it?
29.
So yeah, because of where you come from in Tinkermere, especially as a young man, you would have obviously had made your way down into the Undercity, where you would really have explored advancements in technology with the dark gnomes that set up the majority of the technological manufacturing down there, which really runs Tinkermere's economy. So you would understand that Amber has a plethora of meanings. Most of it, though, has to do with either standby or waiting for instructions kind of things. So that's kind of where you're getting with the vibe you're getting out of this right now.
Cool. Then he's going to hit the plus and then the minus button.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Then I'll hit the third button and try it again.
So you as soon as you hit the third button, the light turns green, and you watch as the arms, they're kind of retracted. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can see my arms represent the spidery things, and they just kind of slowly begin to extend out to where they're not quite out, they're straight, but they've got a little bit of an angle. And you notice that there's a pivot point there, so that the vials kind of stay as they kind of naturally hang. And then did you hit another button after that one?
What's gonna? Nope, never mind. I'm good.
After you said what did you hit another button, L, after that?
He would have hit the plus button next.
Okay. As soon as you hit the plus, it slowly begins to spin. And it's just a zzz, you hear this kind of sound.
Nothing's
What was
happened yet, and then he's going to hit the minus button.
Great.
As soon as you hit the minus button, it slows to a stop.
And I'll hit it again, see if it goes the other direction.
Nope.
Well, this seems kind of pointless then.
His face was visibly disappointed.
Is there anything else in this room? Like, or what else is in this room, I guess is the right answer.
That's a question. How in depth are you trying to look there, John?
So I'm looking at this thing that's got arms with claws on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That spins and the arms move if somebody manipulates this weird contraption that my tech sorcerer buddy is fucking with. So I'm going to look for like anything that looks like it would be put together or dismantled by these arms.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Hey! That is going to be a 19 plus 0 for a total of 19.
All right. So while you are not as inundated with knowledge of technology as your friend L is,
Really?
you know, Skald is he has to be by nature a fairly technologically savvy person because the high seas are a place of massive technological advancement.
And airships
So,
and all that stuff, yeah.
As you begin to look, you notice that this is really a kind of mono-use thing. It seems that the only thing these arms are good for is holding something, right? And it looks like these devices only purely spin. And what you're seeing is really just kind of a variety of size, right? Like some, like the one L was working on, are smaller. They can only hold vials. Now there are some there's two in the center table that look like they can hold what would probably be, you know, a fairly sizable moonshine jug size, that kind of like the comical triple X bottle, you know.
Do they look like they're designed to hold receptacles?
Yeah, and there are receptacles. Almost every one of these things are holding something.
Gotcha. L, would there be a reason that you would want something inside a glass jug to spin really fast?
Because it could be fun.
I mean, it sounds fun to me, and I'm down to hop on one of these bigger ones if you want to try that out. But I feel like this isn't an amusement park. I feel like they were doing some kind of. We should totally do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm 100% down. Might get the creative juices flowing a little bit. We can think better. You know, ideas will come to us. I immediately grab hold of the arms of one of the bigger ones, and I'm like, "Spin me."
So I start shaking her head and just walks to the door that we came in.
Yeah, okay. So also there are, besides the one that you came in, there are also two other doors, and we'll get to that in a minute. So L, do you push the button?
Yeah.
I got an 8 on acrobatics.
Well, okay. So I need you to roll a D8 and let me know the number.
4.
Okay.
Let's go to the HP side of my.
No, I'm actually trying to. I'm remembering which what it is that is in the jar that you grab.
Oh, nice.
So there's 8 arms, and each of them have a container.
Yeah.
So you grab on. And L does the same thing. He pushes the power button, he pushes the plus button, and it begins to try and spin. And then you hear the creaking sound of it's not being able to hold your weight. And I need you to roll a D100 for me real quick.
Yes, I shall. It's going to be a 45, big
Okay.
4-5.
So as you are holding on, it doesn't actually lift you up.
Oh.
And you're just kind of being dragged, and then all of a sudden the hinge point that is holding on to the jar snaps.
Oh.
And you bring the jar down with it, and you twist a little bit, and the glass shatters underneath your weight.
Excellent.
And you feel like it's not a puncture, you feel a hard press of a hard object as you're laying on it. And you lean up, and I need you to roll a medicine check for me real quick.
Sure. Hey, I got a +1. It's going to be an 18 total.
Okay. As you look down, you see something.
Way better than I was hoping it would.
As you look down, you look at something that resembles a heart, a humanoid heart.
Oh.
Roll an investigation check for me, please. I was not sure how this was going to go. You picked the path with all the rolls.
9. That's a 9.
This is not biological material.
I pick it up.
So you pick it up and
I
it's
walk over to L, and I hand him the not a heart.
it's heavy. So, but you don't have hard. It's heavy for its size.
Yeah.
And L, you instantly recognize it because you input one of these into the chest of Sark.
We got a spare heart for Sark.
Fuck
that. Does it look identical or?
It's in shape and functionality. As you look at it, it is identical. The composition of it is slightly different. If I remember right, Sark, you were predominantly wood than metal. Is that right?
Yeah. Wood,
Okay.
metal, some sort of hide in certain places.
Mhm.
Bone.
This one is predominantly like, so it's about 50% adamantium, about 30% like hard rosewood, like that purple rosewood.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is gonna be steel.
It's good. I'm gonna look down at it and just go, "Hey, Ellie, you want a new?" Or, "Hey, Sark, you want a new heart?"
Sark is like on his way to one of the other doors and goes, "What?" and turns around like, what? "Huh?"
Not one to play with. A new one to put in you.
Found a heart,
Sark walks over,
but it's weird.
extends his hand,
I give it to you.
pulls out a jug of water. No one's seen Sark ever drink anything.
Yeah.
Just start pouring it on to like rinse it off, and roll out his medicine kit to start looking at it.
Nice.
L, is this a Sark birthing ward?
I'm gonna pause for a second and then pull out a hammer and go smash one of the other jugs from that set of arms.
Okay, roll me a D8, please.
I will also go start smashing jugs.
That's an 8.
Okay. So 8. As you hit that, an arm rolls out.
I smash 5.
The same look.
Same look. With 5, you get what appears to be kind of like a thoracic, like chest cavity kind of thing. Again, same composition as the heart.
So they're all about the same percentage makeup of the same material.
Yep.
I think this is all one person. I was going to say one Sark, but we decided that's a measurement of force.
That's right. I don't want to confuse people.
No.
I mean, I don't think it's a person yet.
There's a lot of a person here.
We might be able to make a person out of it. And I'm going to go start smashing the rest of the jars.
So
And I
as
start
you
piling the objects up, helping them pile them into a human shape.
So in some of them you have more parts than others, but as you open it up, you get you get the chest, 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, as well as what appears to be some sort of internal workings of inside what would be inside the chest cavity. For L, this is all very familiar, and this is actually a lot more complete than what you had with Sark. Like, there was a lot of investigating into, other boxes and other coffee tables as when you were putting together your new friend. This one looks like a fully complete set.
This isn't like some knockoff IKEA. This is the proper IKEA with the good instructions.
How long
I
did
mean, I haven't seen any instructions yet, but I could probably put this together without them.
How long did it take you to put together Sark the first time?
I don't know.
He goes into fugue states. Don't ask him about
That
time when he's in the middle.
Makes a
of
lot of
So-
sense.
I was really hungry, so it was probably at least 6-8 hours, maybe a couple days.
El, when you say you found
Hours to
Sark in a coffee table, he didn't look Like he wasn't just folded up. He looked like this when you found him.
He was mostly disassembled,
Oh,
almost entirely disassembled.
but like this looks like.
But it wasn't actually a coffee table. It was being used as a coffee table.
It might have been a coffee table. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Was it a?
It was being used as a coffee table,
Looks
or
like
it
a
had
coffee
been used as a
table,
coffee table.
and you use it as a coffee table. Is it not a coffee table?
Is a chair a chair if no one sits in it?
Exactly.
Is it the real coffee table of Theseus or what?
Yes.
Okay.
When is a boat not a boat?
I mean, he was significantly Sark was significantly more
When it's a really
disassembled
annoying
when I
metaphor,
found him.
John. When it's a really annoying metaphor.
Well, I didn't hear you over Skjald.
Sark was significantly more disassembled when I found him.
Okay, so this is a little. You think this would take a little? Are we going to make him a brother? What's happening now?
I go look inside the head.
Okay. Is there something specific that you're looking for, or are you just kind of looking in general?
Does the head look and feel complete, like that it would and should contain a consciousness?
That's a question. That's a real question. I don't know how I want to play this. Roll insight.
Is the head lighter because the soul's gone?
That's a great question.
16.
Welcome to the point of Sark.
Right.
So, as you look into it, you feel like it's missing something, but it's nothing that you would say that would signify that if you were to put this together, this wouldn't be a sapient creature, right? So, however, at the same time, this seems to be a more advanced construction than you, right? So,
Is there writing anywhere on any of these pieces of any kind that I can discern?
make an investigation check, please. So, Sark, it's really hard to decipher, to have an idea, right? It's just that the biggest problem is that you've never encountered this other than that one time where you had that flashback, and that was not the actual creatures there. It was some sort of other thing that was breaking up this memory of those creatures that you had been working with. So it's a little tough to see. So
13 on the investigation.
you see some numbers, nothing that makes sense.
Gotcha. Nothing that looks like any of the writing we've seen before or anything like that.
The script of the numbers looks familiar, but it's just it's purely numbers. Like it doesn't like there's context missing to this numbering system.
Yeah.
Sark, you want spare parts, or you think we should try to wake it up?
Both can wait for now. We're definitely taking it with us, though. We have a lot of facility to cover.
Do we have a bag to put this in or somewhere to stash it?
I was going to start putting pieces in the bag of holding.
There you go.
Remember your second bag of holding.
Yeah.
Sark's
Second
going
bag.
to put the heart in his and just keep the head.
Yeah.
He's gonna hold the head inside his coat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have tried to put the head in the bag of holding. That seems like a bad idea to him.
So, Sark, this is something that you don't advertise, but you know about. There is a place that there seems to be on all heads, at least your head, and that you notice it on this head where it can be attached and clipped. So it looks like it could be clipped onto a belt.
Oh,
No, he continues to stuff it in
Okay. I just want to make sure that's something that I've been holding in reserve until the right time. So
yeah.
that is something that you know that no one else does. I mean, obviously, players know, characters don't.
Yeah. Incredibly creepy.
There may be a moment if we get into another fight where everyone realizes what it's for. But
Right,
until then, it's like Dustin stuffing his Philly cheesesteak in his jacket when it's cold out.
Yep. Need a place to put it.
Yeah, keep it warm.
Easy way to carry it. Keeps it warm. Amazing.
Since you were the one that kind of put your finger up, waggled your head, and turned around, SOA, if I could get you to make a perception check for me, please. Actually, what is your passive?
Passive is probably not up to date. Is it 10 plus perception for passive?
Yes.
15.
Roll perception.
That is less than 15.
Okay.
No.
I just wanted to give you the opportunity to roll higher. You didn't need it, but like I wanted to give you the opportunity. You do notice that there, besides the door that you came in, which is on the south end of the room, on the west and east walls, equidistant from the corners, there are 2 doors, one on each side. So,
Okay, I'll go to whichever one's on the left from where we came into the room
okay.
and open the door.
So it open. This one actually opens automatically, so it's going to swing from right to left for you. And as you exit in, you return to the hallway that y'all started in, that has the room to the specimen lab, to the weapons room, and to the organ storage.
Pretty sure I'm the only one interested in this, but I found the way out.
I'm pretty interested in that.
Cool. So we're going the other way.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, we're gonna go the other way.
Why do I hang out with these people?
Poor decision-making skills.
All right.
We
Is there
hang out
anything
for a
else
year,
that you-
and now you don't know what to do.
Right.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do
I'm
in
gonna go
this room?
smash everything he can't see into that looks like it may be big enough to contain a body part.
Say that again.
I was gonna go through and smash or look into every container in that room that looks like it may be big enough to hold a body part that he can't already see inside.
The only ones that are big enough for that are going to be the other large one there on that center table, and there's only 5 containers there, and you are going to get where? How did I not prepare for this? And I don't have any. Someone roll a d20 for me, please.
1.
Okay.
Yay!
So you find one leg. Yeah.
Drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink.
You find one leg, 2 arms, a torso. No heart, no head, no internal workings.
Are they the same, like, adamantium quality?
No, this one is predominantly. Oh my! Why am I drawing a blank on this type of wood? There's a type of wood that is essentially black. It's like this super dark, and it's not like lacquered or anything like that. It's a type of wood. I should know this. I created it for the fucking world. But it's this kind of wood. Elle would know what it is, and it's probably about 80% wood and about 20% silver.
Hey, Sark, I found some actual spare parts this time. I don't think that we can make a person out of this one.
Sark's gonna look at one of them and be like, I'm curious to see if the arms feel different. Feels weird to say that anyways. Yeah, I'm willing to plug one of each of them in and see how they operate.
Okay, so we will hold off on that, and we're going to take our very first break of the evening. It is now 8:00, and we will be back in just a few moments.
Woo!
Welcome back, everybody, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where I'm just going to give a shout out to Discord member Ben Ortega for the best fucking GIF ever in response to the double tap. Thank you, homie. I appreciate you, and you're doing good work on the Air Force Special Warfare Discord. So double shout out, homie. What are we drinking?
I made what I'm calling a Jepson Sour because it involves 3/4 of an ounce of Jepson bourbon, 1 1/4 ounce of liqueur 43, and then 1/4 ounce of Malort,
Nice.
and then 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, egg white, and You shake the shit out of it, dry shake, then you ice shake it, then you double strain it, and you put a cocktail cherry on top. And it does taste like vanilla cake.
It so does.
It's nice.
Disturbing.
God damn it. Curtis, give me a try this freaking Malort cocktail.
Yep, I got you guys.
I'll try this one too.
All right, what else we got?
Oh, that is way better than it has any right to be.
Right?
So I made I'm gonna call it the Good Pirate Benedictine. So it's 2 ounces of overproof rum, 1 ounce of Aperol, and 1 ounce of Benedictine, garnished with the Luxor cherry. It's delicious.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. John thought of the Benedictine, so.
And it's pretty.
It is very pretty. It's like the perfect shade of like not quite red, not quite orange.
Mhm.
It's
Like Aperol's cheating when it comes to like the color of your cocktail.
umber or something like
Yeah.
that, you know?
It's like garnet. It's like
Yeah, garnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be my moonstone.
There you go. Yeah. I made a drink with the hibiscus, or what is it? Hibiscus, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, hibiscus ginger gin. Some, what's that? Oh, rhubarb ginger gin. Rhubarb ginger gin. A little bit of butterfly pea flower gin. Some Batavia Iraq, which is effectively rum, from the Philippines, I believe. And then I did a little bit of Slivovitz plum brandy, a little bit of cane sugar, pineapple juice, and lime juice. And it turned out pretty damn tasty. Dirty dump into a Collins glass, and then I topped it with some Angostura aromatic bitters. I want to try the Malort.
Yes.
Malort
the vanilla
sour. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Do we got anything else?
Jepson's. The Good Pirate
I need this
Benedictine.
bill.
Sadly, it could go for a
Jepson's.
little more Malort.
Yeah, it could. It could. I need that bill. You're gonna have to
No,
send
That's
it.
because you guys are broken. And no, it doesn't need any more Malort. I guarantee it. I don't even taste it. It doesn't need any more
a
Malort.
little bit more, just a touch more.
It's a little too much cake. Not enough Malort.
And no one ever-
That's the name of the cocktail now. It is now called Cake or Death.
Cake or death.
Thank you,
Oh,
Eddie
the
Izzard.
Cake is Alive.
Cake is Alive is a pretty good one,
That's
too.
good too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
As someone who watched a very long video on Portal this week, yes, Cake is a Lie is perfect.
Good job.
All right, we got anything else? Any alibis before we roll into this?
Oh, let's go.
All right. Oh man, I forgot where we were at now. Fuck. Someone was asking me questions about. Oh, that was right. Arms in sockets, right?
Yes.
It is a thought process for later.
Okay.
Sark is like, this is a later problem. We have more to explore. Like, he's willing to try it, but it's not a let's do this now thing.
Okay.
And Elle started to reach for Sark and then got visibly disappointed when he said later.
Yeah.
More unknown to go find out. I will drag you if I have to.
But you could have better arms. You could punch things harder.
I could have worse arms. For it later. Just starts walking towards the other door.
Okay. So, the door opens, and this one also is kind of reversed than what you guys have been seeing in the hallway. It opens right to left. So if you had been coming into the room, it would have opened left to right. And you enter into a hallway. And much like the last time when you guys entered into the last hallway, as soon as you step in, light kind of across, right? And each of they and they don't cover the entire hallway, but they gave you probably about a good 10 meters on either side of you. And as you step out and you look to your left and to your right, this hallway is surprisingly empty. This appears to be the only door on either the wall that you guys are walking out of or the one across. As you look to your left, you see what appears to be the terminus of the hallway that you came in from the stairs all the way 4 fucking real life months ago. At least that's what it feels like.
And was going to ask about that, so I'm glad you already said that.
Mhm. As you look to your right, you see the hallway end, and it makes a left-hand turn, but you also see a fairly sizable door. there, like not far after the hallway begins.
Cirque's gonna just pivot and beeline for the sizable door.
Okay. What's everyone else got?
I'm going to be on Sark's heels this whole time. And I'm probably just going to be like dragging Elle along behind me as I go.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep up with Elle.
Yes.
Yeah, his little legs are going so fast. It's like a cartoon where they're just.
You're gonna reach where you think he's supposed to be, and you're like, why is he 5 steps
all
ahead?
right. Yeah.
I didn't know you could fucking walk that fast.
This little fucker can move.
All right. So as you come up to this door, it is double the width and double the height of any of the doors that you have come up to before. And as you walk up, it does not open automatically, which has actually been the standard. It was just recently that as you were inside laboratories and spaces where they were open up automatically for you. You notice, though, that to the right of the door, as has been seen on the rest of the doors, there is a one of those things, push button things, activators.
Sark's
Words.
gonna, like, wait in the middle of the door because he's expecting Elle to open it. But I'm gonna slide a hand into my bag of holding and just hold the potion of growth I grabbed, because I'm like, this is a big door. Big things go through here. So I'm just like holding onto my potion of growth inside my bag of holding, waiting for the doors to open.
Okay, so as you do that, if you want to, because you're preparing for it, I'll let you do that with a bonus action.
Okay.
And potions of growth are a nice light blue color, right?
I don't remember that much. I just know I have a potion of growth.
Just don't buy them at gas stations.
Yeah, don't buy your potions of growth at a gas station.
No, bad idea.
Not if you don't want your heart to explode.
Good thing I have spare.
I almost spit my drink out. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Let's see. Hold on. Wait. Oh, it didn't work. Wait. Nope, didn't work.
Off topic for later use. Is there an in-world version of Four Loko?
No, I'm just gonna say no.
No.
I don't want to deal with the outcome of that. No.
I don't want the trauma.
I guess we know what Skull's doing after the campaign
Right,
now.
Just gonna start brewing the most terrible things in the world and selling them to people.
I was gonna walk up to the activator, and I think Sark's the only one that can understand him in Gnomish, saying, "Please be the power room. Please be the power room. Please be the power room." And hit the button to open the door.
All right. The door opens from the center and splits open, and as you step in, sterile white light just, it's, how those, like, I can't remember what type of lights they're called, but like the LED lights or whatever, when they make that sound, that thump, when they turn on, and you hear that thump, 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 as a ton of lights turn on. And as you step into a slightly chilled room, nowhere near as cold as where the organ room was, it's got a slight chill into it. I need who's stepping in first?
Sark is definitely like, is there anything giant and moving into the room to make sure?
So with your fucking ridiculous, stupid perception,
It is that.
you walk in and you see nothing moving. It's very still, and as it's one of those things, as you step in, it's almost like walking across a pressure curtain, which you guys know what it's like, as you have stepped through portals that have that. But this one's definitely gentler. It's definitely, the room is positively overpressured gently, so there's a of air as the doors open. It's very much like a clean room in that perspective. And instantly, as you step through, Sark, you feel metal hit your shoulder. And as you look up, you just see racks upon racks upon racks of Warforged. hanging. And as you step through this very small gap and you step into the center of the room, you see fully completed, hanging Warforged. Thousands upon thousands of Warforged in this room. This is a massive, massive room. It is large enough that, I mean, just for our American audience, at least a football field size.
Is it Indiana Jones where they put the box at the end big?
It's not that big because that, I mean, depending on your idea of that world and its lore, that room essentially goes on forever because it's magic. This is not that.
Right. But it's big as fuck.
And it's tall too. It's about 2 stories tall, the space of a football field, and it is just filled. Like, there's a small space inside, like as you step in and you look to your left and to your right, there's an opening kind of where the racks kind of hang in a void, and it's maybe about 15 feet tall and about 20 feet wide, and it goes all the way down. And as you look to your right, you can see a door that goes out to the right, and then to the left you can see what looks to be maybe a small office. And you guys have been, it's been very uncomfortable, the lighting in general, because it's fairly sterile and everything. This is almost even more so. It's oppressive, the color of the light. As you know, I mean, if anyone has spent any time in a college laboratory, science laboratory, you will understand it's closed off, no windows, no nothing, and it's just this oppressive light with the hum of the light, and it's oppressive. Yeah.
So Sid
Delightful.
walks into the room, kind of lagging behind. I don't like this place.
Yeah, who built this army and what happened to them?
I have a really twisted idea. Think we can reprogram them to be our army?
Is that something you mess with? Is this worth doing?
I mean, so here's my thoughts on this. He's good on a boat. We could probably either train these guys to be good on a boat, or they already are, and we now have a full-blown navy.
Are
they're
boats
down
not
with
this
us.
big?
No, it's not. We need more boats.
If we have this many people like Sark, getting more boats is not a hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if there's something I think Skeld and myself knows how to do, it's acquire boats.
We're pretty good at acquiring boats.
And we have lots and lots of money.
Hang
We have
on.
lots of
I was
money.
gonna
Well,
start
that's what
walking
you tell
towards the
me.
office.
Yeah, really.
That's
No, we do.
Oh,
we have lots
money
of
money.
is not how you go about acquiring boats.
No.
I shout after, "Oh! But is this right? Is this
Sark,
something you understand? Can you control this?"
Sark, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Goody.
With this, we
Saving
can wipe
throw.
out all of the slaver ships and take them over and use them.
19.
Okay.
What is it? The Conclave? The
Who are the bad?
the bad elves.
Definitely
that
not
have slaves.
Spanish. Oh no, the conclave's gone at this point.
Oh,
No, it's there. It's just not what it was.
sure.
And you don't want those ships because they are essentially hollowed out flying whales, and there's bad juju on that.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'll
but
take their ships from them and use them for good purpose.
But I'm telling you,
Yeah, I
you know
get
what?
that.
No.
Isn't there?
Skald would know
Gotcha.
that
Well-
essentially what they did to build these ships is to take the bones of a flying whale,
Yeah.
and there are massive sea stories about those. Exactly 100% accurate depiction right there on the YouTube, so go
Yes.
check it out on YouTube if you're listening to this on Spotify or wherever
Yes, it is
you
a
get
really
your
cool
podcasts
fucking
from.
It's
picture.
so cool.
The stories that amount to the pirates who have captured those flying ships,
Yeah.
you,
Turned out
even
poorly.
you, would be terrified of them.
Gotcha. Well, we could
So-
liberate all of those ships,
Mhm.
and we could put their bones to rest, and we could stop them from enslaving people, which I am a big fan of.
So
And
Sark,
I feel like these guys in particular would be on the same side as us in that kind of thought.
Sark, as this conversation is going around you, you feel this massive mental pressure, and it's just right on your temples, and you're feeling it, and you're not sure where this is coming from. You turn and spin and turn and spin, and all of a sudden a big one thump brings you to your knees, and you're resisting and fighting, and then all of a sudden the view for you begins to darken and darken, but it's not black that is enclosing into your on your eyes, it's red, and it's almost like feeling the negative G forces as you are going backwards, and the pressure tightens up until you can no longer see. This is way more uncomfortable than what happened to you in that Warforged storage room earlier when you guys encountered that vision. You open your eyes and you see the same bright room that you were in, but you look down and you don't see a corporeal form. You're just kind of floating, and you see, and you look, and you see these kind of a familiar sight in that it is a set of kind of like, I guess the best description as I've used before is kind of like a de-evolved Eladrin. So it's an elf with almost like leaves and flowers hanging off of them, and they are in almost like sarongs and togas, and they are walking around with some sort of tablet, and they're scrawling on it, but it looks like glass, and the racks are moving, and you watch as these Warforged are and they're coming in and out of what you didn't notice before are small holes at the top of each side as they're swinging in and out, and it looks like there's other machines that are happening that are working on these Warforged as they are going by, and you hear conversation in Sylvan that you recognize the language but you don't understand it, and then all of a sudden you hear a whooping alarm begin to sound off, and red strobing lights begin to happen. Boom, boom, boom. And everyone is beginning to freak out. The actual the elves that are there. And then everything tilts. You see, like you're standing on a ship that is too rough of seas. And everything goes ass up. The feet of the Warforged, as they're hanging from these rails, are going flying upwards. The elves are flying and flying and flying, and what feels like an eternity as just this, whatever you're at, seems to be falling. About 3 minutes later, a massive thud, an explosion happens. The lights go out, everything rattles, yet the Warforged seem to still hang, and then everything blacks. And you find yourself face down on the cold floor. And for everyone else, as you're having this conversation, all of a sudden you watch as Sark goes to a knee and then eventually just collapses face first onto the floor.
I'll just turn around and start moving back over as soon as Sark goes to a knee. And if he's not there when Sark collapses, he's going to start running back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I run back over.
Sark, you're now awake, or returned, I should say.
If I'm still like face down in the metal, I'm just gonna like one arm like push up, move, and it's very much that like stutter step again, like when I first got assembled, and like shake my head and like slowly get up and then just lean. And it looks to everyone else like he's about ready to heave, but that's not something Sark does.
Can do, yeah.
I'm just like,
So,
cousin, I think we need to get you out of here because this place seems to be doing stuff to you. You all right?
Sid will grab L's like chin, like cup it somehow. I don't know how that would
L
go.
or Sark?
No, sorry, Sark's face. Sark, what happened?
I pour some water from my water skin into like a camping mug, and I finger guns it to Bubble and hand it to him.
Like an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Sark's gonna like see you and like tilt his head and like shake it and then sign to you. He's not speaking yet.
Yeah.
Sign like, bad memories, not my own, with like a question mark.
I don't even say it out loud. I just sign right back to you, and I say, similar to the vision you had before, question mark.
Signing it, no. The previous one was mine. This is shared violently.
A memory of this place.
Yes.
I think I probably like kneel down and like help you back up to your feet and like walk you towards a wall and sit you down against a wall and shove the cup of bubbles into your hand. And I'll turn to the rest and just kind of relay, you know, he's having someone else's memories. Maybe it might be like community memory of something that happened here that was bad and violent. But he doesn't believe it's his own memory.
Is someone here? Is L? How do we figure out if one of these guys is awake?
I turn to Sark and I ask, does it feel like someone's trying to communicate with you?
Roll an insight check, Sark.
Let's keep rotating back. So
That's
that's
one does.
16.
So the answer to that is no. It feels more like memory.
Sark's impression of this, and he'll kind of sign it, is collective ghost impression from the stories I've read, and just point at all of the rest of the Warforged on the racks.
Because also, this is something that you may not remember, but Sark would remember. It wasn't necessarily you that had the vision. It wasn't necessarily a vision of you. It's just that you were embodying someone who was similar to you when you had that.
Yeah,
So-
Sark took the first one as it was his memory.
Okay, fair. Totally fair.
Or not.
Right, sure.
This
yeah.
one is definitely not his memory. Like,
No,
this
that's 100% fair. I want to make sure that
is-
I didn't tell you that.
No. This is very much me interpreting what you said as this was Sark's memory, and this currently, that was
Perfect.
Sark's memory. This is not Sark's memory.
What languages do you speak?
No mission, common, and common sign.
Okay.
I will also sign heard more of the weird, not elven from previous.
I sign back, does this feel like echoes of trauma? Like, and then the word that I use for echoes of trauma is like a celestial word that is like ghosts howling, but also echoes, right? Like banshee screams, but also the word for echoes in celestial. And then I also use, I ask, is it ghosts in the machine? But it's a celestial word. And as I like say these, like I get to that point in the signing, and then I say these words out loud, and then I realize that Sark doesn't have a context for them, and so I sign echoes of wailing, ghosts in the machine, as like the closest thing I can approximate to the celestial words that I was using.
Roll insight on that one too.
Okay.
This may be the heaviest role play dice game that we've had.
It really is, yeah.
That is a 22.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. So this is 100% Ghost in the Shell, Phil, right? Like Deus Ex Machina kind of shit, right?
Right.
Like that kind of like it's definitely, and this is perfect because I was hoping that we could get to this. You also realize that this is only happening when Warforged are around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that really, at this particular moment, as you were surrounded by thousands upon thousands of Warforged, that
It's
Ghost.
like getting inundated.
When he says "ghost in the machine,"
Yeah.
that's what hits you and what triggers you about this.
Okay. Circle send back like agreeing ghost in the machine, and then like and also last gasp of a drowning group. Like his thing is, I am now recognizable by the memories of all of these.
Yeah.
Their last gasp just got shoved into me.
I ask, do you think that these are alive? Essentially, when I ask, are they alive? Are these? I ask, like, are they present and alive at the same time? Right, like a word that kind of encapsulates that concept of like, are they alive? Are they present? Are they here?
Sark's impression is that they're more like mummies than they are living beings at this point. Like they're just shells of what was once possibly living.
Does that sound right, Morgan?
I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, we're giving that one.
I only asked because Nate was looking at you and you couldn't see him looking at you, but he was looking
No,
at you.
I will chime in if I feel necessary.
got it.
You guys are doing great.
Pitching that
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see if you're going to make me roll or anything. But no, that's what Sark will
Yeah,
say.
okay,
Like,
cool.
it feels like mummies in the sense of preserved dead.
Are there any that we can reach physically from where we're standing?
Oh, there's thousands that you can reach.
Okay, I walk over to the nearest ones and I kind of look. I'm going to look them over and I'm going to pick one kind of at random, but I want to find one that looks relatively similar to Sark as far as like material makeup as much as possible and even like structurally, like I want to say like bone structure, but you get what I'm saying.
Make a investigation check, please.
Metal versus wood versus.
Yeah. That's a 6.
So these are hilarious.
About Americanized.
Yeah. But in this case, this is actually it's not that. So as you were kind of walking through the rows, you're coming to realize that because this is really your only experience with Warforged.
Right.
The only person who had maybe seen a Warforged before this would have been Sid, and that's only a small possibility.
Right.
And you're coming to realize that Warforged are not only just as diverse as any species makeup they're as diverse as the species themselves. Like
Gotcha.
they are built slightly different and everything. And then you also notice here that all of these are like the one that you found in the machine room, is that these are all pretty much significantly more advanced than Sark. So either Sark comes from a different group that wasn't as technologically advanced, or Sark is that much older than these. And so
I turned to Sid and Patrice and SOA and I'm like, come help me. And I start trying to figure out how to get this thing down.
who goes help?
SOA begrudgingly walks over to help and also points at, like, do we need to look at what's in that office?
L?
I was just going to look at Sark and are we burning everything in here or are we investigating?
Sark kind of like has been sitting with the bubbles while that happened, and then just kind of like not quite coughs, but does the similar like. That's weird. I don't know yet. It's at least worth looking in the office. We can always burn it all later. And sets the cup down and goes into lotus position and just kind of opens up to the room.
Okay. I'll get to that in a minute.
Scald.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I want to lift this thing down and I want L to look at it when he's done looking in the
Okay.
control room.
Sid pauses, but will help. But like you can
Yeah.
tell, also begrudgingly
Yeah.
and hesitantly, like this is uncomfortable as fuck.
That's why I said don't want to fuck with shit in here.
Seeing that, Skald looks at Sid and says, "At this point, this is no different from carrying what is either an unconscious individual or a corpse. Both you should be equally comfortable with." And starts hoisting the thing down.
So essentially, how this is going to work is that you're going to need, because it's heavy.
Yeah, that's why.
For those of you who have
help. Yeah.
who have physically interacted with Sark, have had to lift him or anything like that, he's a heavy motherfucker, right? He's wood and metal, and so what it is whoever's going to help, I'm going to need all of you to make a strength check, please, and then this is a group check, so it's going to be an average of all of y'all's.
No, I went with L because of the strength.
Strength or like athletics?
This is like strength dump the party.
It is.
Except for
Middle of the road.
I didn't dump strength. Just gonna point that
I
out.
oh,
didn't
for
dump it
sure.
either. Mine's not
15 because I got a -1.
8 with a +0.
I'm a stabby bard warlock thing. Why do I need strength?
13 with a +2.
I'm going to use Flash of Insight for Sid as I'm walking away and add +5 to it.
Okay.
13, so I'm at
18.
18.
So 2 out of 3 succeed, probably. I for sure didn't. I sucked.
Hey, we should
do this.
Should you
I
help
for
me
sure
move
need
this?
help.
I'm also going to middle manage moving this.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So
I'm supervising.
here's what happened.
The rest of you need to lift with your legs.
So
Ugh,
Skald is there, and he's not sure quite how to grab. Like he's trying to not be disrespectful, but at the same time, he's like, I need to get the fucking thing down.
Yeah.
And as everyone else begins to grab and lift, he kind of twists and unintentionally is like face first in the crotch of this thing as the legs kind of wrap around his back, right? And he's just kind of like swinging and like trying to grab it as SOA.
I finally just realized this is how it's going to be, and I just wrap my arms around the thighs and use my face as a fulcrum
100%
to carry the weight of this Warforged down.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm like, this is what's happening. Fuck it, I don't care anymore.
As Sid and SOA lift up the weight and it unhooks, and then they let go, and it's just like
I just got thighs around my head. Yeah,
it's like the worst porn you've ever seen.
Right. Yeah.
And then eventually, Skald's legs just kind of give out, and then he falls down on his ass as the Warforged hits him straight in the chest, breath left, and then falls flat, and then the Warforged falls to the side.
I get up. I get up and I kind of dust myself off, and I'm like, well, I feel like that was even less dignified for this guy than it was for me, which is the thing I really feel bad about. Let's try to, this time, pick it up and carry it over towards Sark, where he's sitting. And I lift a leg, and I stand as far away from it as possible as I lift the leg.
Out of context, really interesting question. Which way do you tilt your head when you eat tacos?
Left.
Always left. The thighs hold my head in place.
I still tilt left. I have a very strong neck. I don't know if you've seen how wide my neck is, but it's very strong.
Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Sid will try to go and grab under the shoulders
Well
to
done.
help.
Well done. Yes. Cheers to that.
Oh my god.
Too good.
Lovely.
Love it.
Cool. So why don't we right there? I think that's a really good stopping place. We'll move to the Warforged to Sark. Sark's got his opening up, and then we've got Patrice and Elle in the office, and we are going to hit that after we take a really quick break. Welcome everybody to Campaigns. Welcome back. God damn it, I cannot get words right today. Welcome back everybody to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we think that the enjoyment of a story is way more important than the factuality of it. What are we drinking?
I'll go
Weird
first.
drinks.
Weird drinks.
That's weird.
All of them are weird.
Well,
Yours
mine's not weird. We've had mine before.
Yeah, it's still weird though.
I'm calling mine. It's a tiki drink.
Yep. That's the name of the drink.
Yeah, it's a tiki drink.
It's a ticket drink.
Uh-huh.
It has 1 ounce of Devil's Head Aquavit, half an ounce of Midori, half an ounce of Druid Pear liqueur, half an ounce of Jared's or Jot, half an ounce of pomegranate liqueur,
Yep.
half an ounce of pineapple juice, half an ounce of lime juice, a third of an ounce of lemon juice because it wanted that much. I was going for a quarter of an ounce.
It did what it was going to do.
4 drops of tiki bitters and 6 drops of saline solution.
And it is
Or-
a tiki drink, and it is delightful.
For the record, after Nate made this drink, I was like the last one in the kitchen making my cocktail, and Nate had to like go through with our initiative board and write down
Yes.
everything that went to there. He was like, "Did I use this? Did I not use this?"
Yeah.
It's about a 5-minute process. It was amazing.
That's
Yeah.
the sign of a proper tiki drink.
That
right
is
there.
the sign
Yeah,
of a proper
100%
tiki.
is. Yeah. What
All
else?
right, tell them what you're drinking, and then me and Curtis will tell them. Me, Curtis, and Jared will tell them ours.
I made my honey bee, my honey liqueur bees knees,
Which I'm now calling the Candy Man.
Yeah, I don't know the candy man. I don't know.
That's
It's gotta,
nice.
it's gotta have a bee in there
I
somewhere.
don't know.
Yeah, because the Candy Man is the fucking horror villain that has bees around all the time. Because I think he worked on a plantation that had honey. And, do you guys not know who the Candy Man is?
You and
Okay,
I
so
don't think
I
you
made a
realize-
cocktail.
I don't watch
You
horror
realize how
movies.
long
John,
it's
you know
been
this,
since
right?
I've seen that
I knew
movie.
you were talking
okay?
about it as soon as you said Candyman.
Yeah,
I thought you were
He's
talking
the
about
Candy
Sammy
Man.
Davis Jr.
No, I'm talking about the Candy Man.
So, I knew like Candyman was.
Can you
horror
call
thing
it the
and,
Sammy
like,
Davis?
mirror thing. Don't say his name a bunch of times. Whatever. I've never watched the movies. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
the
what
last
are
time
you
we posted
drinking?
this on Discord, it was called Freckle Honey.
I made a drink. We're calling it chicken in the corn. It's got 1 ounce of Plantation OFTD, 1 ounce of Kraken 94, half an ounce of Cantegra Negra coffee liqueur, a quarter of an ounce of St. Elizabeth's Dram, an egg yolk. You shake, you double strain, you garnish with some grated dark chocolate. We would have if we would
we
have
had
had
it, yeah,
some,
yeah.
but instead we put a little bit of chocolate bitters on top. And it has no business being as good as
It's
it is.
crazy good. It is. It's crazy good.
I have a dark chocolate hookup. I can bring dark
Yeah,
chocolate.
you should bring dark chocolate from
Just
now
let
on.
me
should,
know.
Just to
we
be on
should
the safe
have
side.
some
Yeah, just for
chocolate
grading,
here
for
for grading on
Yes,
top of our
I agree.
beverages.
That's
100%.
what
You
you
have
said
to
for
hide it from
grading.
me.
Yeah, also that.
I can just,
Just bring
Bring
more
it.
every time.
yeah,
Yeah,
just bring more every time.
Okay, bring more.
I'm calling my cocktail Nogcal, as in eggnog mixed with mezcal. So it's 1.5 ounces of Del Maguey Vita. It's a half ounce of creme de violette. It's a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. It's 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. It's an egg yolk. It's a 1/4 ounce of falernum and mole bitters.
That would go well with some eggs Benedict.
It would. It's a breakfast drink
It
for
is-
sure.
yeah,
It's
that
definitely
is
a beverage.
It
nice.
is definitely a breakfast beverage.
drink,
Yeah.
Like it's because of the mez.
I was actually a
funkiness.
little disappointed with it until I added the mole bitters. But like the egg yolk like bumps up those mole bitters so well, and it, like the structure is so good. You know,
Mhm.
I could probably add a little bit more simple syrup. I only did a 1/4 ounce.
It's
I should probably do a
it's
half
good.
ounce.
No,
You think
More
so?
more
Yeah.
sugar.
Fix the
No.
cocktail.
I don't know. I just feel like it would add like some body, or maybe add something a little bit thicker. Maybe add like some sherry or something like that
No.
to it.
Yogurt way.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Or
You
even
would
just
thicken it,
heavy
and
cream.
we'd add a little bit of tart to it.
Even just heavy cream would be
No,
really
that-
good.
yeah,
not
that's
a
a bad
bad
idea.
Would work
Yeah.
better, but yeah.
Tried the mole bitters after I tried it the first time.
All
Yeah.
right. I
You're
let
not
that
gonna
go
use
long
it. I
enough.
like it.
No more work. No more workshopping.
Yes.
No more workshopping. Do we have anything else that we're drinking, or can we roll on now? Okay. The
Roll
deafening
on, so we
silence.
roll more dice and take more Malort shots.
Yes, I'm ready
No.
to roll an at one.
No.
My body is ready.
All right.
Why don't you just?
Yeah, I
force
really
them
hope
alert
we
just
don't
in
roll
case
natural
we're-
20s or ones because the only thing I have left is that bottle of the Family Jones stuff that I don't want to open right now.
Well,
Oh no!
I guess
So-
you're gonna have to drink some Family Jones.
I know it's not like it's a bad thing. Family
I know,
Jones
that's so terrible.
sponsor us.
You're just gonna suffer so much with that delicious,
Yeah.
delicious Family
Drinking
Jones.
Family
A
Jones
ten- a
whiskey.
ten-
Oh,
A single barrel whiskey that's been aged for 10 years. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. So as the as SOA, Skald, and Sid bring this warforged body over towards Sark, Elle and Patrice are heading towards the office. And as you enter the office, it's fairly similar to many of the spaces that you guys have seen in these types of ruins, these types of areas. And also, so just so you guys don't forget, you guys have Rama Al Jamal following you, and she is just fucking terrified, right?
I totally forgot that she was following us.
I thought she stayed at the stairs.
So
Sorry,
did
it's just
I.
like, there's nobody with us. We
Right,
don't
like,
need to be
I
careful.
feel
We've
it's
been
like
just being ourselves in public.
Incessantly negative attitude about the dumbass shit that we do
Like,
around a normie. Oh my god!
this poor goblin woman is just completely
Oh.
rendered speechless. She is fucking terrified, and she has no idea what she did to deserve this. Right. She's standing there.
She's gonna tell the general to not trust a goddamn thing we do ever again. Do not give them contracts. They're
Or-
insane, incompetent, and foolhardy.
Or she's gonna say,
We've been
Yeah.
lucky as far as an observer would see.
not for a young officer who has no fucking clue. She's also she might just say, they're the best I've ever seen.
Also, that's a
Yeah,
possibility.
and there's
That's
no in
true.
between. There's no in between. But like that poor young goblin woman is standing there in the door watching with huge eyes and just like is fucking terrified. So Elle and Patrice, as you walk in to the office, it's becoming a sight that is fairly familiar to you, Elle, as you look and you see an office that is set up with a small technological board with a couple of chairs. Just like this is obviously some space that is operating the machine. Like you're getting so familiar now, like you may not understand what everything does, but you kind of get an idea of what the overall vibe is. So you enter in and you see a fairly large board sitting across a window that is looking out into the space that holds all of these warforged. What are you guys doing?
I was going to ignore the obvious control spot, whatever, for now, and in what is probably the most methodical method that Patrice has ever seen Elle do anything other than make coffee, he is going to start
Good caveat.
to the left of the door
Strong.
and just go through absolutely every square inch of the office.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check, please.
And I helped.
Do I have advantage for technology
Guidance.
or?
You have
Also, I
advantage-
think
you ha-
Patrice
You
is
have
helping.
advantage because Patrice is
Okay.
helping.
Yeah.
It's like bring your daughter to work day.
You can't
I'm
reach the stuff
helping.
up here.
Look at me,
Here you
I'm
go.
helping.
And then it is very much like you can't reach here. Here you go.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you
A lot of it's probably hold this,
Yeah.
hold this,
Uh-huh.
give me that back.
And he's like, okay, okay, here you go. What do you need? That one? Okay.
That's a 28. I rolled a 19.
You're fine. So this room is unlike all the other ones that you have been into. There is nothing else here except for the board and what looks like some sort of, it's like a glossy paper that has like kind of like it looks like whatever is on it has just kind of faded into kind of like black and gray blobs. Sometimes you roll high and it doesn't get you anything.
He's gonna very carefully stack all of the papers off to the side or have Patrice hold them. Probably.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
He's gonna tell Patrice as he hands it to him to be very careful not to smudge these.
On my honor.
As he's pretty sure that he can't actually smudge them, but
Okay, we're back to take your daughter to work there.
he's trying to make Patrice feel like he has something to do without actually giving him something that he might screw up.
Yeah, it can't be something important.
But I think it's important.
Yo, it's incredibly important.
And then he's gonna walk over to the control center screen, whatever, and start very carefully investigating it. He's trying not to activate anything, but he wants to see if he can get information from it.
So this is probably the simplest of the control boards that you have seen, especially compared to the one that was in the specimen room that had all of those buttons and then everything. There is a very large screen in the center, and then there are 4 buttons, 2 on each side of the screen.
Do I have any idea what the buttons might do? Is there any symbology or anything?
So there's nothing actually that is written or inscribed onto the board or anything like that, and it actually seems that this board does not have any power running to it.
Clearly.
If it doesn't seem like there's any power to it, I was gonna push probably the top right button.
Okay, nothing happens.
L, they were growing people and building people. That's like 2 sides of one weird coin.
I don't know they were growing people.
What did we murder?
They may have been in prison. You want to keep them alive for later? Maybe they were saving them the snacks. I don't fucking know.
So, no, there.
Me too. So annoyed right now.
Maybe they were there voluntarily. It was a medical thing that went wrong. Who the fuck knows?
It's kind of what, like, it just seems like they've got whoever this civilization was. They were knee deep in making. It wasn't like they just made Sarks. They made stuff. We got this crazy armor and like, wow. I'm just like distracting you. I'm distracting you, aren't I?
You come from a fucking shipyard.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Haven makes things. They're knee deep in making.
Just. Oh, we broke Morgan. It's great. I feel like it's different. I don't know. Like we made trouble. We made booze. We made out. Like that's all we did at Haven.
They made ships. You made ships. They made people. What's the fucking difference?
A lot. A lot. Sark is a person.
And if I put a brain in a ship, I can probably make it a person too.
You're one of them, aren't you?
A personist?
Yes. He makes persons. Thank you. Disassociated scowl voice.
He's transpersonist.
I mean, the only difference between you and Sark is that he's got wood and metal and you got meat.
He's got the meat. Yeah, I couldn't help it. It came up before I could stop it.
This is gonna be a short. This is fucking happening.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't.
Are you
that
saying
was
that
outside of my control? You know.
Are you saying that just because
Oh, I just wanted to
we're
rub
made
my
out of
face.
flesh,
Oh, yeah.
we're that much different than Sark and everything.
I'm not even close to saying that. I'm saying like I didn't come off an assembly line. My mom was not an assembly line.
I mean,
how many sisters and brothers do you have?
One.
Oh, okay.
Skeld, who's not here.
He's not wrong.
She was a people mover, though. Just saying.
Yeah, but like,
We had a couple people.
it's
literally.
just
it required multiple people.
They're not Irish.
Well,
They made a mechanical person. It required multiple people. They made a meat person. It's the same fucking thing. Just one of them's intentional most of the time.
Patrice's meat is what's for dinner.
I hope I was intentional. I mean, my mom leads me to believe, but my dad doesn't. And you know, I don't know. How long do I need to hold these papers? I just want to sit down now.
Both John and Skeld are pretty sure that they were not intentional. God, I wish I was there for this.
I was going to start tracing what looks. If he can find something that looks like a power cable running to the console, he's going to try to start tracing it.
Make an investigation check, please.
With advantage?
Yeah.
God, I hope it was intentional.
That's a nat 20.
Oh,
So-
Yay!
Yo! Drink, motherfucker, drink, motherfucker, drink.
Intentionally.
Are we going to do the
Yeah,
malort?
let's do it. We
Let's
don't
do the
know what we're
malort.
gonna get.
No, it's not a natural one.
Shut up.
I have to open a goddamn bottle, you motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh.
And this
I-
year,
That's how we got Patrice.
yeah,
I
Good
think
friends
it's
and
better
bad
when you
decisions,
drink
yeah.
it than when you spray it.
I agree.
Oof.
Well, when it aerosolizes, you just,
It's more bitter.
it's rough, is what it
All
is.
I'm
So
gonna say
here's
is my
so
head
this is really what's
on
going to pitch you off here. You don't find a cable.
my head automatically.
Can I find anything attached to it?
Nope. It seems that there is nothing that. So that this device itself is pressed up against the wall, and it seems that whatever they have that is connecting it is not accessible in an easy way. It seems that everything has been built either directly into the wall or something to that effect, or it's not dangling like you've seen in previous iterations.
As he's looking through at it, trying to figure out how to power it, I'm gonna lean over, kind of turn towards wherever Patrice is standing, and say, "Go see if Skull can read any of that."
What do you want me to do with these papers?
Go see if Skull can read any of them.
Okay. I walk out with my head like half down, slowly shuffling towards Skeld, holding papers.
I see Patrice despondently shuffling towards me with an armful of papers, and I go, "Bring them here, buddy. I got you."
What are these papers, Patrice?
Elle said that Skeld could read them potentially.
I look at them. Can I read them?
Well, so as you parse through them, there's actually no words or anything on them. Oh, sorry. Whew. It's as you kind of look at them, it's really hard to discern what they are. It's kind of like a black background and kind of grayish blobs, and it's really hard to see exactly what it used to be.
I'm gonna try to. What's the light like where I'm at?
It's still bright. It's that oppressive bright white.
So it's black with grayish blobs. Hold on a second here. Oh, Patrice has a light cantrip, right?
Patrice snaps his fingers and 3 orbs start orbiting around your head, and they're a soft white.
So I'm looking and I'm not seeing any words, and I start like holding them in different angles to see if I'm missing something.
No, you're really not. As you kind of hold them up, you do notice that there's an edge of white around at the top and the sides, it's a thin white, and at the bottom, it's kind of a thicker white. And as you're looking, the part where the black and the gray is seems to have thinned out a little bit, so the light is kind of shining through it, and it shines through more through where the gray blobs are versus where the black is.
Okay.
And it doesn't actually shine through where the white is. So
I'm gonna hold them up closer to one of the light orbs and ask Patrice to stop them from moving. Doesn't look like anything to me.
I'm not even going to ask you to roll because you can't roll high enough. It's
I'm
really hard to discern.
I'm gonna gather them up and I'm gonna be like, Patrice, come with me and bring the lights. And I walk back into where Elle is, and I'm like, hey, look, these don't say anything, but there's for sure something on here. I just don't know. I don't have a context for what it is. What I did notice is this white border is impervious to light effectively, at least the light that we've got. The black doesn't seem to let a whole lot of light through, but these gray blobby areas seem to let light through them. I don't know if this is like something that you're supposed to like put up and it shows you something on the other side, like a Mummer's Shadow Puppet show sort of deal, or if there's like some information within them that I just don't recognize because I don't have the context for it.
And Elle has not looked away from trying to find a way into the wall until you say put it on something.
Yeah.
And then he'll grab one, whatever sheet is closest to hand, whether it's the one you're holding or something.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'm holding. I'm holding them all now, and I'm holding one up and I'm like I'm describing it to you as I'm looking at it because I'm trying to like come up with the words to describe what I'm looking at as I'm looking at it because I don't really have a vocabulary for it, you know.
He's gonna just mid sentence from you grab one and put it on the screen that's in front of him and see if anything happens.
Well, the screen is black as you put it on, but no, nothing happens.
Push all 4 buttons, see. Doesn't expect anything to happen. We're gonna push them one by one and see if anything does.
Nope, nothing happens.
Do you want to see what the blobs look like in the light?
Sure, why not?
I grab it and I hold it up against one of Patrice's lights.
Do I see anything in it?
Nope.
Cool. What's the wall made out of?
Jared needs to wait a while before I drive him home.
That was twice in like 2 seconds. Right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So the wall would be player knowledge. It's essentially concrete, right? Like this is basically a big concrete warehouse. But the closest equivalent that you would have seen would be being from Tinkermere, no, kind of like it looks like shaped stone. Yeah, I'm trying to think because I just don't, as much as Elle is awesome at technology, I don't know how much Elle actually would know about like building technology, like construction shit.
Probably not a huge amount.
Yeah. Like I know that Dustin knows more than Elle does.
Right.
I mean, at least in terms of, he would probably know a fair bit about like blast resistance and heat resistance, but not materials really.
Yeah, not the construction of a structure.
Yeah.
The wall reminds you of the inside of one of the manager's storage warehouses. They're out on the docks, right? It's solidly built. It's painted. It's going to be solid, right?
In a skyscraper that was made by magic,
Right. At least partly magic.
Where he found his best friend coffee.
Yes. Also that.
I was gonna pull out some of his smith's tools and start trying to chip at it.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have his stonemason's tools with him.
So
When you were putting Sark together, did you know that he was going to turn on?
I don't fucking remember.
So did you intend
You can be.
for
You
Sark
can
to
walk
be
in anytime.
more?
I mean, I didn't create Sark.
But did you?
I just put him back together.
He was Sark before he did. El didn't birth him.
I kind of feel like he's his buddy and his dad in that way.
No,
I haven't hung out with your
Sark
dad a
is-
lot.
Sark is a lot older than I am.
Well, that's true.
He doesn't remember a lot of it at the moment, but he's a lot older than I am.
Also, Sark tries to keep him out of trouble.
I feel like you.
I never had a dad, but I feel like that's what dads do: is keep other people out of trouble.
Did you intend for Sark to be your buddy, or was that like did it just happen? Like it seems rather.
I saw
Off the
pieces
cuff.
that looked like they went together, and then there was a Sark that was
See?
talking to me.
Like I guess we're all. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
So I need L to roll a. Fuck, I don't know. Just roll a d20 for me, man. I'm running out of shit here at this point.
Fuck yeah.
I had no intention.
Put together.
Yeah, by something.
I
Somebody
had
just
no
put-
intention of having this many rolls tonight, gentlemen. I'm sorry. I know you.
Oh, no,
it's not a bad
fine.
thing. But
Patrice, there is no meaning. Nothing means anything, and that means that everything means everything. It's all just a happy accident, and we're all just trying to make our way through it. And isn't that the greatest miracle of them all?
No.
Well, I tried.
Oh god, I wish I was in the room.
what did you get, L?
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you are not getting through. Like it's not working for you, right? Like there's just for some reason whatever you're doing, it's not working. And in a rare moment of clarity where you're not hyper focused ADHD style, you realize that if you wanted to get this done, you're gonna piss everyone else off because you're gonna be here for days.
We'll very reluctantly put the tools back away.
Sark's not there. El might be willing to get away with more.
That was Dustin very much buying into Morgan's hints. All right. While all this is happening, so Sark, as you get into Lotus position and you're trying to open yourself up, if you would please explain to me what it is that you are attempting to do.
He's not entirely sure.
Okay.
He's kind of combining the weird, like, vibration thing he's felt in other ruins, kind of feeling that, and what he just did to, like, revitalize himself in the fight, but apply it more to his mind, which ironically is not something that he's worked on as much as physicality.
Okay.
So he's trying to figure that, like, still his body to put all of his intention and focus into reverse engineering whatever just happened to him.
All I can hear in my head right now is Deepak Chopra. You must turn the intentionality. Like, that's all I can hear.
I need you to roll an insight check for me, please, Sark.
22.
Nice.
Sark's gonna actually turn into like a no shit monk, just the way
Right.
this is going, right? So as you sit there and you get this kind of, and it's the way that you do this is you create this physicality within the pose, which allows you to open up your mind and your space within this space, and you feel the vibrations that you have felt, and you come to realize that they're not necessarily physical vibrations as much as physical manifestations of some sort of mental psychic energy that you are exploring. And as you broaden up and open, you feel things kind of clicking and turning behind your eyes that you haven't noticed or been able to control in a way before. And you watch as almost like filters click in between your eyes, and you hear click, 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 as finally something, it goes faster and faster until finally it settles on this kind of purplish, pinkish hue. And as you're looking, it's almost like wisps of smoke that is flowing between each of the Warforged.
Fucking
Right.
nice.
And then you find as it begins to, the wisps begin to coalesce around the center of the room, and they seem to go up and through the roof of this room. And as you continue to broaden and open yourself up, and you see that you have a very strong, unlike the ones here, it's not a wisp, it's almost a strong energy tendril that is tying into the center as well as the network of wisps of smoke from the Warforge. And you're beginning to sense minds deep and far, far away on the other side of the planet. And you can't really see where they are, but you see this kind of like ovid shape, and there's little pinpricks where you're seeing these energy connections, and everything seems to be gathering in this kind of gestalt energy and almost shared memory space and intentionality. And right as soon as you think that you have a grasp on it, it shuts down, and you hear the click, 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 and everything kind of opens back up as you begin to return to a particular normal view of the world.
Does Sark know anything about the astral plane?
Good question. Roll a history check.
$17.
Not bad.
Okay. Hold on to your butts.
Yes. My body is ready.
Both
So-
hands.
One of the
Hang
things.
on. For everyone who can't quite see, 4 of the 6 players have both hands, one on each cheek, and are just leaning forward,
Yes.
waiting for Morgan
We're
to
ready.
start.
We're holding on to our butts.
This is the proper position that nobody in Jurassic Park assumed during
Right.
that line, and they should have.
This is how you avoid getting eaten by a T-Rex or a Velociraptor. They
Ding,
can't
ding,
see
ding,
what's
ding,
going
ding.
on your butt.
So there's a unique space about the way that the universe kind of centers around Liberarth, right? And you know this because you have access to a library with the manager that is unique to the space. And you know that Liberarth itself is kind of this astral connection to the multitude of the planes. It is surrounded by the in-between, which is kind of created as a protector of the material and of Liberarth specifically. And then the astral plane kind of flows in and out of the astral sea as well. And it's this kind of luminal space that allows for movement between the big planes, as well as some places that have been theorized in places like the Zadmire, and places where it's like they're talking about like extra planar spaces that have deep guttural primogenitor energy, that some of the people say that they're protected by massive flying dragons that really have no corporeal form, but maybe they do. Maybe they exist in dreams, but maybe they exist here on the planet. You never really know, right? And so it's like it's this really unique space, but it is almost like the force of George Lucas in that it imbues you, and everyone has access to it. It's just more of a matter of how you can access it and pull from it. There.
Fuck you, John. Fuck you.
You just tainted all that wonderful stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
How dare you?
Couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Morgan
Sark's
just said
go-
something beautiful, and you're like midichlorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Sark's
almost like gonna
My
unfold
job.
Somehow, John returned.
Yes.
and like slowly stand up, and kind of look to the center of where he saw the wisp move. Think about it for a minute and be like, no, that's not a physical place I can get to. And then just like look at everyone else and goes, yep, this is pretty much a tomb. I don't think my kind, there's a very big question mark after my kind, they're into pyrotechnic funerals. So at this point, let's just close it back up and find out what else is here.
So what's everyone else doing?
Is it Omara that's with us? Who's with us? The goblin?
Romola. Omara is the commander of the Legion.
So Sid will be like, darling, come here. This is a bit much for you.
Starks to go, oh shit, we still have one.
We'll have a conversation later, but basically this will actually mold your future or destroy you. I feel like
Yes.
and
It absolutely will.
she'll like slightly like lean over to grab her hand and like kind of walk her with her the rest of the
That's
way.
the name of this episode, by the way. This will either mold your future or destroy you.
So I need you to roll a persuasion check, Sid, with advantage because you're pulling on some old NCO stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
Good thing that was with advantage. 14 persuasion. That's gonna be good.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
You got decent charisma, right?
That's
You
like a
should be able to
23.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
So as many a young officer in every military branch that actually has a professional NCO Corps experiences, this poor young lieutenant is fucking terrified.
Right.
Yet the sage and kind words that emanate out of Sid, while not erasing the fear and the terror, it makes her feel that this sergeant knows exactly what's up. They have a plan and they know what's going on. And it calms her in a way that she's no longer looking about in wild abandon and being like, how the fuck do I get the fuck out of here?
How do I extract
she's-
my ass from this shithole? Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And as someone who has actually seen this happen in the desolate ruins of Kirkuk, she is now willing to do anything for Sid. Like, she will follow Sid into the very nine hells. And it's interesting for those of you who are watching, you can watch the change happen, right? Like, she goes from this defeated, scared thing into this more confident, at least ready to face the unknown. And then I'm assuming everyone else is kind of gathering as you get ready to head out.
Yeah, I think we're all going to come back to the central room.
Sark, so you're saying they're all dead. You said tomb.
Sark is like on one knee, like posing the one they brought down into like reposed position kind of stuff. And he looks up and goes, as much as I can tell, yeah. Like, I have weird lenses in the back of my eye. We'll get to that later. But
The what now?
yeah, they're the spirits that are here, which I didn't know I could see spirits, are moving to somewhere, but they're pale reflections of what's within me. So I can't imagine that they have the strength to reanimate what is here.
They've lost their peopleness.
I don't know that as much as they're beyond exhaustion.
They've
Sounds like death to me.
They've lost their aliveness.
Unalived, that's a good term.
They're unalived. Okay. Yeah. Side note, Sid, I think we have the money to take on hirelings, and it looks like you've got a first mate now, just based on the look of adoration on this goblin's face. But, you know, that's for another time, probably in about 3 hours when we get the fuck out of here.
I mean, the pyrotechnics were partially for them, also partially to keep other people from trying to do stupid shit with them.
Yeah, do you, like...
But if
They-
we do
they
that,
no
we're also
longer
going to have
have-
to kill that one. And points at the goblin.
We probably shouldn't kill
fuck,
her.
Al?
We probably shouldn't kill her. But
We
Does
operate in a
there-
weird space.
does their unaliveness mean that they cannot be animated again in your perception?
I don't know. I saw a ghost floating through the middle of the ceiling.
All right, well, that's a thing that you said out loud.
Imagine being the one to see it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm good, thank you for being the one to see it.
Yeah, we really
So-
need to check out those new lenses.
Yeah,
Do-
what is
do-
this?
do
So
we-
you're
do we all
saying,
finally
you're
wanna get the
saying
fuck out of
unless
here?
you're a techno necromancer,
So as the
Necromancer?
7 of you are together having this conversation, you were slowly making your way out of the doorway, and that's where we're going to leave off for this session. And we'll pick up in a couple of weeks with
Yeah, we will.
exploring the rest of this space. Thank you everyone so much as always for joining us in this adventure of cooperative storytelling. That was fucking fun.
that was
That
great.
was great.
You know, sometimes a good RP session is exactly when you need when you struggle with a combat the previous session. So, as always, if you want to join us in a more real way, click below in the links. All of our interwebby shit will be there. You can hit us on the Instagram. You can watch and see our ugly mugs on the YouTube. All of those things. Please like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you're thinking. And for everyone, until next time, drink well.
Drink
Well.